working on the mechanics of having our eyes around, and then you'll see what I mean. I use the term, we want to stay hot at the top, okay, or we want to come to balance so that once we catch the ball, we can transition vertical and not have to reset our feet, okay? And so these are the components we're working on. Other thing, we talked about it when we were talking about identifying blitzes pre-snap, okay, we were talking about giving clarity to the quarterback. And so part of our clarity to the quarterback is being detailed in our landmarks. All right. And so how we coach our boundary swing route, we want to stay on the line. If the ball was snapped on, or we started on the 5-yard line, we want to stay on the 5-yard line flat. And then we want to choke it down between the numbers and the sideline in that we call it the divide. All right. We want to choke it down in the divide. All right. So we're working details of our drop our pass game. And we're saving their legs, but ultimately we're working just catching the ball in these pockets right here, okay? And so you don't have to be Alvin Kamara or the better pass catching running backs to be able to make this be proficient in catching the ball within basically the frame of your body. And so that's what we're working on, so that even if you're not a great pass catcher, you can still be accountable in a base offense. Now, would I put you in our empty package or to throw back shoulder fades to you or things like that? Probably not. But this is a good starting point. Freshman year, we develop, and then as we go, we keep adding confidence and we keep expanding their catch radius. And then we look up year 3 or year 4, they may become that guy. All right. And so this is kind of how we were able to get guys to be proficient on a base down standpoint. So we're working, getting to our landmark and choking it down, and you see exaggerated, staying hot at the top, okay? Because we want to be able to transition and catch, as soon as we catch the ball, we want to be able to transition vertically. Okay, so that's why you see these guys with their popping their feet right there at the top. We never want to be flat-footed at the top of our route, and we definitely don't want to drift at the top of our route either. All right, and so we want to stay hot at the top. So see it. Okay, here's another angle. Okay, this is just this would be a boundary swing that we're working. This is really good by him. He's hot at the top. He's seeing the ball to the tuck. We're exaggerating the details right now while we can think about it. And so especially when we're doing any type of indie drills, I use that phrase, but especially pre-practice. We're not stretched yet. We're not warm. Okay, this is the most low pressure situation there's going to be all day. And so we got to be elite at the technique and the details. And so we're really, coaching the details. It needs to be perfect right now while we can think about it. And then we'll have a chance for it to potentially carry over when we get to our real team settings. And so if it's not elite right now in the pre-practice or the drill setting, okay, then it's definitely not going to transition and translate over. And so this is where we're not only working catching, but we're focusing on the exact details that we need to have in order to be accountable in our pass game and be successful once we do get the ball, okay? And so this is just working, just catching the ball within these pockets that we're going to have to catch it within this framework, in a best case scenario for the running backs, okay? If we can catch, basically we don't want to miss the layups, right? And so that's what we're working here. Is that when you're in the game on a 1st and 10 and the ball finds you on a swing route, we can't put the ball on the ground and miss the layup. All right. And so as you see here, hot at the top, okay, ready to catch the ball and transition immediately. All right. So that would be our boundary swing. Okay. Now we're working our arrow. Okay. So eyes around already. Okay, and sometimes I'll throw it while they're on the go. Sometimes I'll make them choke it down in the divide. So our rules for our swing and our arrow are synonymous in the sense of if we get to that, that divide between the numbers and the sideline, and we want to choke it down in that area, feet, and we want to have our feet hot at the top. And so I'll mix it up, throw it right now, before they get to the divide, and we're just once again working these pockets. Okay, I'm working. They need to be able to catch the, just base down pass game. And this is what we're working right here. Okay. So that we can keep them in the game on 1st down. Okay. This is an example of a spot route. Okay. The other thing we talk about and we really focus on is turning with the ball. All right. So if I put the ball on your number, you need to catch it and turn to the side that we put the ball on. All right. And so that's another detail. Going back once again, just look at his feet. Okay, hot, where it's not too taxing on our legs or anything, but very detailed, and we're able to work. Basically, we're catching jugs without having to, have that set up, and it's not a static situation. They're actually, simulating, a real movement that they're going to be using when we get to a team setting. Okay, and so as time goes, this is probably a little bit later in camp or in spring ball. Now I'm trying to expand their radius. Okay, you're catching the ball, within your framework consistently. Now I'll throw high balls, or once we're pretty good and we master it, then I just switch it up. Each person goes up. They don't know. It might be low, right? It might be a tough low throw. It could be inside number. It could be high, and so I never want them to get on autopilot. And that's how we also continue to develop, once again, going from that baseline ability to be able to catch within our body, within our framework, to year 2. Now I'm catching, a little bit more expansively, outside of my framework. And in year 3, man, I can make acrobatic catches. In year 4, now I'm, just as good in the pass game as I am in the run game. Okay, and so this is how we develop it. It's a consistent approach day to day. And so we have a long-term goal in mind, to become the elite and proficient completely in the pass game. But in the meantime, I'm giving them tangible things that can at least keep them on the field on first and second down, and be able to catch the ball within our base game plan. Okay, and so just really focusing on the details right there, and then hot at the top and transitioning and those things. A couple of these reps, we need to tuck the ball quicker. Okay, that's another thing, and especially when you go pre-practice, you got to kind of monitor a little bit, because they'll get a little casual. All right, but here, just working the different pockets, catch the ball's thrown outside, transition, hot at the top, transition. Okay, with our feet. Okay, same thing right there. Just really working on framing the ball. I like when they film this thing real tight, and we coach, the details and the eyes, and we have those things, which is really beneficial for the running backs as well. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is have a tight copy like this and start off camp or spring ball, especially with your freshmen. And I think it'll allow you to kind of see the flaws in, how some guys are like grabbing at the ball, or some guys are catching the fat part of the ball, or whatever their flaw is. You're able to identify it quicker, rather than just letting 2 weeks go by. We're realizing, okay, they're having an issue framing the ball or whatever it may be. And so I like this tight copy, and so you can really see the flaws that need to be corrected immediately. All right, so just a couple more here. Okay, examples, just hot at the top, different routes. Okay, but the biggest thing is just exaggerated details, and then the transitions after the catch is kind of really what we're really focusing on, and we're working everything in our base game plan. And so here's what we call it a bow route, or a burst out. Okay, so we're at the top. We're working these mechanics, and we're coming out flat and all that. But I'm really working on being able to catch the ball in these different windows and these different frames of my body that I need to be able to catch in order for me to just be out there on base downs. And we'll get 1 or 2 guys who can do the exotic, the next level things. But everybody's got to be able to do this in our whole room. Okay, and then we might have 1 or 2 angle guys, or 1 or 2 option guys, or whatever it may be from a route running standpoint. But we all got to be able to catch the ball consistently within our base offense. Okay, so once again, you see that we're not really taxing. We hadn't really stretched most of the time. Okay, but as you see here, not super clean and proficient. This is a little probably earlier, before we got some of these flaws cleaned up. But this is why it's necessary at the running back position. A lot of these guys haven't really even been taught, or it hadn't been broke down to them, excuse me, or they haven't been able to been poured into from a pass game standpoint and held accountable for those things. All right, and just kind of showing how they transition over to the game. You'll see here's that arrow route. Okay, we saw earlier, just being able to catch the ball within that frame. Okay, third down situation, key critical moment. We're able to be able to transition and take that, what we learned, and where we work pre-practice, and now it carries over in a situation. And it's the same. The reason I put this on here, we're throwing, it's that same window you saw me throw in the drill work. Okay, where he's just catching the ball, the quarterback's giving him a good throw. Okay, we can't miss the layups. All right, and so that's really what we're focused on. We can never miss the layups, meaning the base throws within our offense.